Welcome to the 2019 ACT National Championship, presented by Lucas Oil, here on Sardis Lake, Mississippi. 100 teams have qualified for their chance to compete in this 3-day elimination tournament for over $132,000 and the title American Crappie Trail National Champions. Day 1 cut the field down to 50 teams, sending half the teams home. The B&M team of Daniel Porter and Jeremy Aldridge are currently in first place, with 2018 national champs Tony Hughes and Jeff Riddle in second. The Bass Tank team member Kevin Rogers is in third, followed by Tim Hebert and Andre Smith in fourth, and the Young brothers, Brian and Darren, in fifth. The pressure mounts as Day 2 cuts the field from 50 to 25. Who will show out today and earn a spot in Day 3 here at the ACT National Championships? Stay tuned to find out. You don't want to miss a single second of the action.
Matt, here we are, Day 2 of the Lucas Oil Championship. I could not believe the weigh-in on the first day and the different techniques these guys are using. What do you think's going to happen today?
You know, the crappie industry has gravitated toward a one-pole technique. Day 1 leaders of Porter and Aldridge, with over 11 pounds, were using 8 rods, single jigs, fishing super shallow, right over the top of willow trees, underneath the water, caught some awesome fish. It's good to see the old-fashioned technique do its deal and take the lead in the first day, but there's people that are real close on their heels fishing with one pole. The guys are catching a ton of fish no matter how they're doing it. I look for Day 2 to really kind of pan out the same way. It just depends on how hard it rains and how much wind we get, whether those 8 rods can stand up to the one pole technique.
You know, crappie fishing, like you said, has totally changed. It's all an electronics game and picking those fish to pieces. And you know, I never dreamed it would come to this, but it's so interesting. So whatever you do, do not miss our weigh-in here on the ACT.
Well, I feel good. Main thing happened yesterday was my batteries went dead at 11 o'clock completely. So maybe they'll stay charged this morning, and looks like we're gonna have a little more wind. Maybe it'll die down and I can get on the fish that I know that's there.
Hey man, we're feeling great. We did okay yesterday to kind of stay in the hunt, made the cut. We had to quit early yesterday because of the thunderstorm and lightning, and our rods were popping us pretty bad. So hopefully we can get out there, get on them again today, and catch the kind of fish we need to stay in the hunt.
We're sitting in 25th right now, hoping for a good day, hoping for just a little calmer winds, and I think we can be okay.
Feel good. We got a lot of ground to make up, but maybe we can do it. Need 10 pounds to get us back up with the rest of them.
Day 2 on Sardis Lake, Mississippi. The threat of bad weather looms again, but so does the threat of elimination after weigh-ins today. The irony is not lost on anyone that Porter and Aldridge lead Hughes and Riddle going into Day 2. Daniel and Jeremy gave up the 2018 National Championship to Tony and Jeff last year by 1/100th of a pound in Day 3 action.
We're just fishing these underwater button bushes. This whole flat out here is full of bushes. And you can see on the screen there. The fish are slowly trying to move east or move west, and we're just fishing right over the top of these bushes and trying to get them to come up out of it. And it's kind of nerve-wracking at times, but there's some good fish in there. The wind's the biggest factor. This line of bushes goes out, and there's a ditch that runs out through there, and them bushes are on the sides of that ditch. And the way the wind's blowing, it keeps pushing us one certain way, and you only get to cover the piece of what you need to cover. If we can get in the 10s, we had 11, 14 yesterday. If we can get in the... Here comes one. Good one. Big old speck. If we can get in the 10s today, I think we'll be okay for tomorrow. And then Tomorrow the wind's supposed to switch under the east, which will be the best wind for this spot. And we'll get to fish it like we want to fish it.
In second place, the Millennium Marine Team Hughes and Riddle aren't far behind in weight, and they know the stakes on day 2.
We had 10.99 yesterday, and we figure we need at least 10.5 today to have a chance to win. We're second place after yesterday, which puts a little pressure on you today, but we got all day to catch a good weight again, so maybe we can before it's over. It started off pretty slow. We've got 3 keepers right now, and that's about what we had this time yesterday. We haven't caught a kicker fish yet, but it was around 7:30 before we caught a kicker yesterday, and we're just gonna fish every tree and piece of structure we can and look for big fish with a live scope. If we see one we think's big enough to catch, we're gonna aggravate him till he bites or run him off, one of the two.
Will Porter and Aldridge go head-to-head with Hughes and Riddle through all 3 days? Or will another team swoop in and steal the lead? Find out what happens here on day 2 of the ACT National Championship next.
Lucas Marine Oil. It's the only oil fortified with unique Lucas additives. Just like Major League Fishing, it's environmentally friendly. Sweet. Lucas Oil means purpose-built, high-performance product. It meets all manufacturers' specifications also. Not running Lucas Marine Oil is like fishing a tournament without a boat. Lucas Marine Oil, it's that good.
General Tire was born more than 100 years ago, right here in America. We've spent the last century tackling every kind of road this country has to offer, and especially the places without roads. So you know that with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Clean up your toughest messes super easy, super fast. Only Super Clean is formulated to do the work for you. Just spray it on and watch the grease and grime wash away. Super Clean is the only cleaner degreaser that is scientifically formulated to kick any mess to the curb, so you can move on to more important things. For all of your greasiest, grimiest, toughest tasks around the house, shop, or garage, Super Clean gets the job done. Super Clean, super easy, super fast.
B&M Poles, the #1 crappie pole company in the world. More tournament wins than any other crappie pole. BNMPoles.com. The American Crappie Trail is brought to you by Lucas Oil Marine Products. Made in America, sold to the world. B&M Fishing, quality, performance, and service for over 70 years. Millennium Marine, the difference is in the details. Super clean, super easy, super fast, super clean. Racetrack, whatever gets you going. And these other fine sponsors. Welcome back. The Bass Tank team member Kevin Rogers is fishing solo and sitting in a very close 3rd place at 10.76 pounds.
I'm in 3rd place, day 2, and every day you go fishing is always different, and today is definitely different. This time yesterday, I probably had 40 keeper crappie. Today, I have 3 in the boat, and we've been fishing for 2 hours, so not good. They're just not reacting the same way they did yesterday, by no means. What's weird is, yesterday I had them in schools on trees, and I fished every one of those today, and I haven't seen any school. There was no fish in those trees, so I may have to reach out and fish some new water today. I think I might have hairlipped them too hard yesterday. In 3-day tournament, you better save something, and I didn't save anything yesterday. So I'll branch out and fish some new water. I think the higher the sun gets, the better they'll place themselves in these trees. They like being in the trees when the sun gets real high. So I'm hoping for a great afternoon bite, and I think it'll happen. And what I do, I'm fishing fast but thorough. I'm looking with my live scope. If I don't see any fish, I'm picking up the trolling motor and I'm headed somewhere else. Kind of a run and gun, but you know, I'm using my head when I'm doing it. I'm going to places I know fish have been in the past, and that's my strategy, to go in those places. Everywhere I caught fish in practice, that's where I'm going to fish in the tournament.
Well, we started off good yesterday morning. We had over 7 fish in the boat in an hour. A lot slower this morning. But we're out here hitting all these trees that are not as thick, and actually done better on the weight-wise if we can just pull 3 or 4 more in. Pitching, trying to stay at least 25, 30 feet away from them because the waves are soaking them real easy. Places we were catching fish earlier that was holding 4 or 5 good fish, they're not there right now.
Not really biting bad, you just gotta find them.
Yeah, they're far and few. Sometimes you just gotta move to get them.
Now we run 2 live scopes. He catches everything in the front, and then I just try to stay away from his fish. And seemed like when we was both trying to throw at the same fish, we was always getting tangled up. I tried running on a pole, and it just didn't work out, so I just got this whole trolling motor out and put it on here, and now I got my hands free and everything.
Well, let's hit this right here, and we're gonna go back where we was catching fish, Marty.
And we're sitting in 5th, and about 9:30 on the second day. Yesterday, our goal was just to make it to today, and we ended up having a little better weight than what we thought we did. Man, getting to championship Saturday is always the goal, just to give yourself a chance. There's all kinds of pressure to, you know, when we see them, not to miss. I mean, we in any given day we'll have half a dozen fish that just won't bite nothing. I guess the anxiety of getting to Saturday, you know you need 1 fish. Last year in the national championship at Darbone, we fished for a 2.5 pound fish. She turned on it. We put it on her nose 11 times. She turned on it twice, and she wouldn't eat it. Now, knowing what we know now, we weren't very good back then. We've had a lot of hours with this technique now. In the last 3 months, I've looked at this screen about 430 hours. I don't care what technique you're doing, what you're good at, time on the water, there's no substitute for it. You gotta be on the water. We threw a fish back the other day, how we knew the difference between catfish and crappie in this lake, and that's a big deal. We threw him back, and he swam off, and we watched him swim under the water. And we just watched him swim out until we couldn't see him no more, and we kind of see how he moves. And now we've been watching him on live scope. Yesterday, we almost gave up on our big fish because we thought it was a catfish. And then he pulsed. What we call pulse means he swims and cruises, swims and cruises, flicks that tail and cruises. And we dropped down there and caught that. I think he weighed 177 yesterday, was our big fish.
From the tackle store to your truck, to your boat on the lake, back to the ramp, and all the way home. Angle Coolers have you covered.
Hello everybody, I'm Bill Dance. You know, I've been fishing for more than 60 years now. I know how to keep comfortable. Millennium Shade Tree Umbrella Holder will hold your shade tree umbrella shaft precisely where you need it, whether you're fishing from your own pedestal seat or Millennium's double seat sidekick. Trust me, this device will hold the umbrella perfectly while you hold the fish, of course. Millennium Shade Tree Umbrella Holder. You're gonna love it. To find out more about other great products from Millennium Marine, check them out at millenniummarine.com.
Getting a high-quality, American-made product at one of the best price points in the industry, customer service that's second to none. More importantly, They flat out catch fish. Every hour I spend fishing, I spend countless hours off the water, managing tackle, taking care of my truck and boat. Sometimes I'm on the road for 6 weeks straight. With Lucas Oil products, I know my truck is always ready so I can stay on the road and focus on the water. Lucas Oil, made in America, sold to the world.
The American Crappie Trail is brought to you by Lucas Oil Outdoor Line. Superior protection, superior performance. Mercury Marine, the official engine of the American Crappie Trail. O'Reilly Auto Parts, better prices. General Tire, anywhere is possible. Power Pole, total boat control. Angle Coolers, the original roto-molded high-performance cooler. And these other fine sponsors. The super clean B&M team of Ronnie Capps and Steve Coleman finished way behind in 31st place yesterday, bringing in 8.93 pounds. They made the cut to fish day 2, but a similar performance today would eliminate them from coming back in the top 25 on Championship Saturday.
You know what? There's definitely always will be a place for old school, and there's no question about it. We would have honestly probably done better yesterday had we just cut all these buttons off. Honestly, that's the truth in this situation. But you know what? You can't learn unless you try and look at other stuff and new ways of catching fish, and that's kind of what we committed to doing on this one. But we started off fishing up close and doing pretty well with it. But honestly, some of the bigger fish, it seems like they're spooking before we ever get to them. So you really have to be efficient at catching them away from the boat, at least maybe 50 feet. We caught a fish a little bit ago, about 50 foot. And, had we gotten closer to him, I'm sure he wouldn't have sat there. So some of the bigger fish, a little bit smarter, man, they can flat detect the pressure, obviously, of the boat, or either the pinging of the transducers or something. But they've got it. They got their own panic out here now, and some of them don't get big being dummy.
Here he comes. Got it.
B&M teammates Ron Bilbrey and Tom Hankins are sitting in a decent position in 9th with 10.01 pounds.
We had 10.01 yesterday, so we definitely would like to improve on that 10.01. We're pound out first, but we're definitely in the hunt. It's good fish. See, we got a good fish right there. You can barely make him out, but that's a good crappie. You're in line with him right there. Is he coming after me? He turned around. Oh, got it. Good fish. Oh, yeah. There we go. Not bad. I don't know if he'll help us. Catching a lot of suspended fish just out roaming around. But we check each tree too, because sometimes you'll find a good one laying on the side of a tree. Yeah.
With just caught a 1.75 pounds out of here.
Yeah, just about 10 minutes ago or so.
The Crappie Monster team of Jarvis and Garner lead Bilbrey and Hankins by only 3/100ths of a pound.
We've had a decent morning. We've got 3 or 4 tournament fish in there right now. We need some culls on 3 to 4, but we've caught a bunch of fish. Just made one run, tickled to death. The fish moved a little bit deeper, and we're thinking it's because of the sun. This for us was, I keep calling it a Hail Mary. We trolled crankbaits all last summer on Sardis and probably had the time of our lives. And we came down here doing what everybody else is doing, live scoping and power trolling, just trying different stuff. And I think at the beginning of the day yesterday, we were about as low as we could be. He said yesterday morning, he said, Grant, let's just go fishing, just like we always do. Let's go do what we always do. It's what we did, and found some good fish, made a run, ended up with 10 pounds, sitting in 8th place in our first national tournament, and we couldn't be happier. But we knew after the previous 2 tournaments that we had to come out here and do it again today, and glad so far the morning's gone like it's gone. It's been a good day, and hoping to pick up 2 or 3 more big ones.
Last year was the first year we experienced with ACT, the 3-day format.
Yeah.
And I tell you,
it was on our home lake also.
Yeah. And I was exhausted.
Dude.
After Saturday.
I think I threw up all 3 mornings.
It's tough.
Yeah. Hey, but it's awesome though. It really, I mean, a lot of guys can put 1 day together, and good guys can put 2 days together, but when you need to put 3 days together, it really separates the big boys from the novice. Dang.
Every team is all too aware that only half of today's field will be on the water tomorrow. Stay tuned to find out who's going big and who's going home. B&M Poles, the #1 crappie pole company in the world. More tournament wins than any other crappie pole. BNMPoles.com.
Clean up your toughest messes super easy, super fast. Super Clean Floor Absorbent is formulated to do the work for you. Just apply and watch the spill absorb in minutes. Super Clean Floor Absorbent weighs only 3 pounds, so it's easy to pour and store no matter how messy the situation gets. For the 1-2 punch and stain fighting, follow up with Super Clean Degreaser for a like-new finish. For all your greasiest, grimiest, toughest tasks around the house, shop, or garage, Super Clean gets the job done. Super easy, super fast, super clean.
Groundbreaking designs, unsurpassed quality, and unshakable confidence. Welcome to the Ranger Z500 and Z100 series. Leading the industry for over 50 years, these rigs are custom crafted and loaded with more features and advantages to deliver the ultimate ownership experience. The legendary Ranger Z series. Unleash next level performance.
Mercury, go boldly. More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
As a professional angler, my success is directly related to my preparation. In a tournament, I may cover hundreds of miles of water in one day. That's thousands of miles in a year just getting to the fish. I use Lucas Oil products to ensure my success on the water. Lucas Oil, made in America, sold to the world.
We only got 8.5 pounds so far today. We can't find, I don't know where the big fish went. Caught 10.5 yesterday, but we still got about another 3 hours to fish. Hopefully we can call a couple of them and bring it back up to about 10 pounds. We're basically following the same pattern. The wood on the side of the channels, as close to the channel as possible, the wood coming out the water, and that's basically our pattern, going down the lake, down the channel, finding the wood. But the big fish seem kind of scary. They start moving off at about 40 foot. That's why we got to set at 70 and trying to cast to them 40 to 50, because they just feeling the boat, or actually I think they're starting to feel the live scope too, and that lateral line on them is starting to, because when you hit them with it, they seem like they're getting a little bit nervous sometimes.
I really think that the hotter it gets, the better it should be for us, because I think these fish have been out here all night roaming, feeding. We're in 10 foot of water, and these tops of these bushes are 6 foot. And we're just trying to tickle that bait right across the tops of them bushes, and them fish will. Crappie's eyes are on top of his head, and they're just sitting there. Them baits run right across the top of them bushes, and they see them, and they come up out of them. We tried to live scope them with just single pole, and the bushes are so thick you can't hardly pick them out. Good. That is a Sardis slab. Oh yeah.
The team of Hughes and Riddle are in second place, finishing at 10.99 yesterday and hoping to keep their standings.
Go.
Oh, creaking up.
Good enough, I think. Yep.
That'll help a little bit.
With time on the lake running short, it's time to head into weigh-ins to see which 25 teams will stay in the tournament for Championship Saturday. Due to the ongoing coronavirus pandemic, the weigh-ins will be done drive-through style.
All right, next up, we have last year's 2018 national champions. They were in, I believe, second place yesterday with 10.99. Did you get them today, gentlemen?
We just couldn't get a big fish bite today. That's all we needed.
But the goal today is to make it to tomorrow.
That's right.
I think you got a good step to get you there. 9:23 for a two-day total of 2022.
We'll take that, I guess.
Standing right now in second place.
Okay, that'd be all right.
All right, next up, we have our day one leaders. They had 11.14 yesterday. Gonna need 10.78 to move into the lead today, Jeremy, and we're gonna need 17.93 to make the top 25 cut. How about 10.37 for a two-day total of 21.51? Right now, it's gonna put you in the second spot.
All right, I'll take it.
That puts you in a good position going into day three, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
Guys, congratulations on a great 2 days.
Thank you.
We'll see you tomorrow. We have got the Bass Tank sponsored Garmin of Kevin Rogers. Had an outstanding day yesterday. He ended up the top 10 with 10.76. He's going to need 8.90 again today. Heard he's got a pretty good sack today. Is that right?
Well, let's find out.
Woo! 11.16 for a two-day total of 21.92. How about that?
I think I get to fish tomorrow.
Look at this, guys. That is a beautiful Sardis Lake Black Crappie right there.
Day two shifted the leaderboard, with Daniel Porter and Jeremy Aldridge dropping to third place, Brian Young and Darren Young coming up to second, Kevin Rogers moving to first. The top 25 teams move on to Championship Saturday and a chance at over $130,000. Find out who will be the national champions next week on the American Crappie Trail.